I wake to the sound of silence. The apartment is still, empty, cold, as it has been for decades. 40 years have passed, yet these walls remember everything I've ever felt. Loneliness, longing, the absence of hands to hold me, voices that never returned my calls. I get up, not because I want to, but because the day will arrive whether I do or not. I make coffee, toast some bread, and eat alone, listening to the quiet hum of the city outside. Life moves around me like a river, and I am a stone at the bottom, worn smooth but unmoving. I remember what it is to be human, to expect warmth from another, to dream of connection. And I remember the relentless absence that has followed me from childhood into adulthood. I have no family, no siblings, no parents who survived to hold my hand. Friends have drifted away, one by one, leaving me to the predictable routine of solitude. This apartment is a cage I've built for myself, yet it's also a sanctuary where I'm free to feel nothing, to exist without demands, to float in the endless void that has always defined my life. 40 years of walking through the world without the anchor of family has taught me a strange resilience. I'm competent, capable, efficient in my work, polite with colleagues, friendly to acquaintances, but these are masks, carefully carved to hide the cavern of emptiness inside me. Every conversation, every laugh, every smile is an act of survival, a mimicry of a life I can observe but never fully inhabit. The world sees me, the world hears me, yet it never truly knows me. I often find myself on the city streets in the late afternoon, walking past families, couples, children playing, and I feel the ache as sharply as a child does. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, these are monuments to what I've never had. I see mothers smoothing their child's hair, fathers holding small hands, siblings laughing at shared jokes, and my chest tightens with the knowledge that this world of belonging is closed to me. I've learned to breathe through it, to let the feeling wash over me and recede, like the tide. But it never truly leaves. Work offers a brief distraction. I'm meticulous, organized, a quiet presence in the office. Colleagues see a woman in her 40s who is professional, capable, dependable. They don't see the nights I spend staring at the ceiling, listening to the clock tick, remembering moments that never happened, reliving absence as though it were a tangible presence. I've become a master of social camouflage, a practitioner of proximity without intimacy. Yet even in professional spaces, the abyss lurks. It's patient. It waits for the lights to dim and the corridors to empty. Sometimes I reach out, emails, calls, small gestures toward distant friends, but the replies are perfunctory. Life has moved forward for everyone else, leaving me behind, a relic of memory and longing. I've attempted relationships. I've let people get close. Yet intimacy terrifies me, because proximity exposes the empty spaces within. When someone touches me, I feel the weight of every absence I've ever endured. Love, if it's ever offered, becomes a mirror reflecting all that I'm missing, all that I cannot reclaim. Memories have become wounds, persistent and intimate. I recall childhood dinners that never existed, rooms that were always too cold, beds I slept in alone, cries unheard, desires unacknowledged. I remember birthdays with no celebration, holidays marked by nothing, the world spinning around me while I remained unobserved, unloved. The mind preserves these memories, sharp and precise, as if to ensure that the absence is never forgotten, that the abyss remains, a constant companion. The apartment itself feels alive with memory. The walls creak as though remembering my footsteps. The windows frame light and shadow that remind me of days gone. The doors open and close without sound, echoing the emptiness of my own voice. I move through the rooms with careful steps, performing the rituals of survival, making meals, washing dishes, folding laundry, cleaning, organizing. Every task is both necessary and meaningless, a repetition that keeps me anchored in the present, yet reminds me of the void that surrounds it. Evenings are the hardest. The city outside softens, its lights glowing faintly in windows, laughter drifting on the wind. I sit by my window, looking down on lives I cannot touch, longing for a warmth that I have only ever imagined. I think of family, of parents who might have been, of siblings I never had. The thoughts are corrosive, sharpened by decades of solitude, yet they're the only companions I have. I speak to no one, yet I speak constantly in my mind, whispering stories to the ghosts of my own imagination. Sleep offers no escape. When I close my eyes, memories flood back. The absence of care, the silence that answered my cries, the emptiness of rooms, the weight of being unseen. Sometimes I dream of family, only to wake to the hollow apartment, sheets tangled, the cat curled beside me offering a companionship too small, too transient. I've learned that absence is not merely a fact of life. It's an emotion, a living presence, a force that shapes every breath, every thought, every action. I have tried, in small ways, to fill the void. Art, books, small routines, even pets. They offer fragments of companionship, fleeting comfort, glimpses of life that touch but never heal. I write letters to imaginary friends, read novels that speak of love and belonging, create worlds where family exists, only to close the book and face the silent apartment. The abyss is always there, patient, unyielding, constant. 40 years have taught me many things: endurance, observation, self-reliance, and the intricate art of survival without love. I am skilled at hiding the pain, at performing normalcy, at smiling when required. Yet beneath the mask, the abyss waits, deep and dark, a reservoir of longing and despair that has shaped every fiber of my being. I know now that some wounds do not heal, some absences are eternal, and some loneliness is not merely a condition, it is an identity. I live in this world, moving through it with careful steps, touching life superficially, connecting only when necessary, always returning to the quiet apartment, the silence, the shadows that keep me company. I am 40 years old, alone, unclaimed by the warmth of family, shaped by absence, defined by the emotional abyss I carry within. Yet I endure. I breathe. I exist. And in the quietest moments when no one sees, I acknowledge the truth. The void will always be my companion, and I have learned to live with it, to survive within it, to be present without being touched by the world outside.